currently in BAARLE Nassau or BAARLE Herdok. It depends on which side I am, and it's pretty confusing. This city is completely insane. Here's why. BAARLE Hertog and BAARLE Nassau are Belgian and Dutch border town respectively. As you could imagine, borders in this town are pretty much everywhere and in really strange places. This one splits the table. Even this bench is in 2 countries. Border crossings everywhere, even on a cycling path. And just like on a proper border crossing, they even have their own border sign. Netherlands, Belgium, and the border goes right through somebody's backyard. There's even a border in the alcohol store. In this city, everything is doubled. 2 different street signs, 2 house numbers, 2 bus lines, and even 2 types of windows. What is stranger is that the Belgian town is entirely located on the Dutch territory. And the strange shapes that you can see here, or here, or here, are not a result of a cartographer's boredom. So this, what you can see, my friends, are enclaves. An enclave is a territory of one country which is surrounded completely by a territory of another country. So overall there are 30 enclaves in this area, of which 22 are Belgian enclaves and 8 are Dutch. As you can see, the yellow parts here are indicating that this is a Belgian territory. You could see that this is a very large portion of land here and here, and all of these tiny dots in here. And the Dutch enclaves are the ones that are inside of the Belgian enclaves. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the Dutch enclave number 8 is actually a proper enclave. It is inside of Belgium mainland. Here, I don't know, some little field. I don't know for what, but who cares? Anyway, where did all of this came from? At the end of the 12th century, there was this guy called Duke of Brabant and Lord of Breda. And this Duke of Brabant, in an exchange for some protection, he gave away some parts of his land to Lord of Breda. For a couple of centuries in total, not much was done about these borders. They've kept the status quo in there. In 1980, they started to measure the exact locations of the borders here. And it was a very, very, very long process because it took like 15 years up until 1995. And one of the borders slightly moved a couple of feet behind these front doors, making it deported from the country of its origin. There's a rule in this city that indicates that wherever your front door is, that's where your household is. If you look at this house, here's Belgium, here's Netherlands. Front door is on the Belgium side, so the household is Belgian. At that time, the inhabitant of this house was an 84-year-old woman who did not want to deal with the immigration problem. When she was living here, this door wasn't actually in this place. This door was here, dictating that the house was actually in the Netherlands. So what they did is pretty much visible right here. They basically changed the positions of the doors and the window. Because of that simple change, the house is now Belgian, not Dutch. That is exactly how this house got its own name, the Migrating House. Now on to the next weird place. As I told you before with the Migrating House, here the front door location decides about the location of the whole house, whether it's Belgian or Dutch. What's odd with this situation is that the border splits the door, the front door. So what they did here is this house is in Belgium and in the Netherlands. It's got 2 numbers. It's got the Belgium number and the Dutch number. And what's even more interesting is that this house is the part of the smallest enclave in the world. This enclave consists of like, I don't know, 1.5 house or 2 households with their backyards, and that's pretty much it. And this is officially the smallest enclave in the world. It's really, really small. It was sorted out, as I told you, that this house was given 2 different numbers, 1 Belgian and 1 Dutch. It was up to the owner of this house to decide under which municipality
this house would be. And most of the inhabitants choose the Belgian part because it's significantly cheaper. I think this is the only place in the world where your mom could deport you for bad behavior. Imagine you're misbehaving and your mom is just like, I'll throw you out to the Belgium or to the Dutch side, I don't know. BAARLE can also serve as a great comparison object. Who cares that Belgium and the Netherlands are fairly similar countries? These are still two different countries in which a lot differ. From prices to law. So as you can see, I'm running low on gas. And guess what? What is one of the most important things for us drivers? The gas prices, right? First receipt of the day, the second receipt of the day. So let me first show you the distance between those two gas stations. 1.9 kilometers. As you can see, this is the same chain of gas stations. This is Shell Petrol, this is Shell Petrol. For the transparency, this is called Shell Express, an automated gas station where you don't need any employees there. Belgium, the price of the liter was about 1.55. 9.7 liters were inserted into my car. Whereas here in the Netherlands, I paid almost 1.98 euros per liter, 43 euro cents per liter. This is a difference. It was just enough to tank 7.58 liters of gas into my car. There's already almost 2 liters of difference. And we are talking only about 15 euros spent on the gas. So if I was about to tank the same amount of liters as here in Belgium, which was 970 liters, and I was about to do it here, it would have cost me almost 3 euros and 80 cents more than on the Belgian side. The difference is in a year time would be catastrophic. So I wanted to go to the grocery shops and make a comparison there. But it turns out, at least that's what Google says, there's no grocery stores on the Belgian side. This is a proof. So we've got these overlaps and I'm clicking on the groceries. There are only 4 grocery shops here. And each one of them is inside the Netherlands. So I cannot make a comparison on this. This is maybe not a grocery shop, but it's some kind of a shop. Here's the border and it goes straight through this shop, for this alcohol shop. And this alcohol shop got both Belgian number and the Dutch one. Signs of solidarity everywhere. And the border goes through the alcohol store. It's crazy. I have never seen a place such like that. Here are the shelves with lots of beer. And here's the border. Back in the times where there were no European Union, Schengen or whatever, there were 2 cash registers and 2 different phone numbers respectively. That's a funny story, man. On another location. Different countries mean different laws. There are certain things that you can do in Belgium but you cannot do in the Netherlands. And in the opposite way around, there are some certain things that you can do in the Netherlands, but cannot do in Belgium. First thing that I'm going to cover are fireworks. Fireworks and pyrotechnics. Fireworks are legal in Belgium, but illegal in the Netherlands. There's one exception, and it is in the New Year's Eve time. But here in Belgium, they are selling these fireworks. What's strange here, it's that there's a very big concentration of these type of shops on a really small area. And I'm going to show you it. Yeah, so this is first one. Second point, and that is the third one. Another 50 meters walks. Another firework shop. So that was a 4th shop in the span of like 2 or 3 minutes. Back to the crib. So that's the first interesting thing regarding the law differences. Second is weed. I can confidently say that cannabis is legal in the Netherlands or extremely tolerated. But as far as I know, selling, possessing, or using drugs in Belgium is totally illegal. In my opinion, this is also like a sketchy thing to do here. You could possess, you could smoke weed, but what happens if you are about to go with your joint inside of your pocket, right? Not even smoking it, just possessing it. And you would be just crossing the Belgian territory. I promise you, it is not hard to do it at all in this place. You are crossing the border multiple times during the day. Most of the times you could not even tell if you just cross the border or not. Am I being a smuggler in this situation? This is an international drug smuggling. Oh my god, what charges could you have for it? I really do wonder what they do in these type of situation. Is Belgian police doing something about it or not? Just like with the fireworks shops, I tried to find cannabis shop here. It turns out that there's no cannabis shop in BAARLE in the south. If you have been in the Netherlands before, you could probably tell that there are a lot of coffee shops here. And here, no coffee shop. There are also a different restriction on the minimum age of consumption of an alcohol. So let's say you're a 16-year-old and you'd like to buy a beer in this place, in this tavern. But the tavern or bar is in Netherlands. They won't sell it to you, and you won't be able to sit here with your beer because the minimum age of alcohol consumption here is 18, whereas in Belgium it is 16. You decide to cross border to the Belgium. So you just go somewhere there to some shop, you buy yourself a Pilsner or Heineken, and then you just come here, sit in this chair, but on this side only. And then it is legal for you to drink the beer in this tavern, and they cannot do anything to you. They can kick you out of the tavern, but still, it's legal to do this. So this is a Dutch municipality. The Belgian municipality is somewhere else. You could see the signs of the solidarity, even if in the governmental buildings got bench of friendship, Belgium and the Dutch one, and the flags in it as well, which are just symbol of partnership and brotherhood, I'd say. Very cool to watch it. They are a very good example of partnership, of an international partnership. I have to admit it. And here is a Belgian fries place. They labeled themselves as Belgian fries place, whereas this place is in the Netherlands. Belgium, Netherlands. So yeah, it's pretty funny, man.